The country of Myanmar has been troubled for many, many years, but we do have some good news from this part of the world, thanks to the work of Barnabas Aid. Joining us on the program now from Barnabas Aid, Stephanie Johnston. Stephanie, kia ora. Thanks for your time today.
Good to be here today.
Stephanie, firstly, give us a bit of a background. What is the situation in Myanmar? What has happened there in the last few years?
Look, Myanmar is one of those places that has been under severe conflict for more than 4 years at least. We've been kind of in that country helping as much as we possibly can. So it seems like with the war that's going on there at the moment, it doesn't seem like there's an end anytime soon. We continue to pray and hope that there will be, but there's such a great need for Barnabas Aid to be helping the Christians.
Talk to us about the war, some of the causal factors and the impact that it's having on the local people, particularly the Christian minority.
Yeah, with the Christian minority specifically, a lot of the villages that have been targeted are Christian villages. So leaving families internally displaced, children without access to formal education. And basically it's a civil war between a group called the Tat Madwa and the government in place at the moment. So that's been going on for a really long time. We did a really good article about it 2 issues ago in one of our magazines, in case people want to find that magazine and really find out more, because it's one of those stories that isn't being shared on the news. And the country is under total disarray and has been for a long time. So, we're not going to hear about what's going on there very often at all. So it's definitely something that we have been involved in and will continue to do so. A lot of the people have fled, obviously, some to other countries, but mostly are internally displaced peoples.
Now, it's not so, as you say, it's not something we hear about on the news. Something which is even rarer than that is hearing good news from Myanmar. You have teams that are working on the ground, and you also have some good news, particularly for the children, displaced children in these communities.
Yeah, and that's, it's always in the midst of something that seems really hopeless. To be able to give hope is something really special. And so I mentioned that, one of the issues that we see is that because there's no way for them to learn, and then they're displaced and things like that, then what happens to education? It's kind of the lowest thing on the totem pole, really.
Yeah.
So we've been able to support a local area where we've been able to provide schooling for, I think, ages 5 to 13, and then up to 102 girls and boys that are in those grades that are now learning in a proper school. So that's been really amazing. And we provided uniforms, learning materials, and more importantly, just a safe place for kids to learn. And it's a Christian school, so they'll grow in their faith as well.
That is absolutely amazing. And I'm just trying to get my head around the logistics of supplying, of setting up a school basically in a conflict zone, in what is a closed country, which is not very open to the West. This is a miracle that this is even possible, Stephanie.
Yeah, and those are the areas that we work in. And because we work with partners on the ground, with local people, we are able to do way more than if we were to come in and start something on our own. So in this situation, we're working with local partners on the ground who saw the need, and we were happy to come alongside them. And so making sure that these kids have something to look forward to. We had one of our partners mentioned that there was a young girl, and she basically said that she's so excited to get up and go to school every day.
Wow.
And I think for some of us who have kids, and trying to get them ready for school in the morning can be quite a chore.
Yeah.
And this is something that is really special for these kids, and for these young students to be able to be excited about something is, that's a joy in itself.
Yeah, certainly, and the difference that this makes for the future for these children as well, particularly Christian education in this troubled part of the world. a strong foundation, a very much a flower of hope growing in some very difficult soil. But such good news, Stephanie.
Yeah, and I love being able to, usually we talk about the really hard situations, and so, our tagline is bringing hope to the persecuted church.
Yeah.
And I think for us here in New Zealand, it gives us a little bit of encouragement to keep doing what we're doing, to keep giving, and to keep making people aware of how Christians and places like Myanmar where you don't hear about on the news. And then when you are investing in the life of a child as well, it's again something that is just really incredible to be able to do that. And so thank you for just highlighting this on Rhema. That makes such a big difference for us to get more people aware of how we're helping. And just want to encourage people too. We have a lot of content where people can learn and hear about what's going on in the world today. And so it's just really important to be able to get the magazine and to read about these things,
Yep.
because they're not going to hear about them anywhere else. And then importantly to give, because we need to be able to fund these projects too. So, but yeah, I think prayer again, things that you can't do without it. Hands pressed together and prayer moves mountains. And these people in Myanmar, these kids who are now learning, they're going to, they're the future. They're the world changers of
Yeah.
tomorrow. To give them hope is something that we're able to do.
So fantastic. And I'm thinking of people that, as you're saying beforehand, maybe they were struggling earlier today to get their kids off to school. And we're in that season where we're coming to the end of the year and you've got end of year school concerts and all those sorts of things. What a wonderful gift from your family to another family on the other side of the world to say, hey, we know what a difference education makes in the lives of our own children. What if we could give that gift to children in Myanmar? And hey, I know you work in some pretty difficult places in other parts of the world. Really encourage people to find out more, to engage with barnabasaid.org for more information. Stephanie, thanks for what you do. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, amazing, Andrew. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.